Hello, my name is Aaron Gavenda, and I'm going to be talking about the interview between Bill Simmons and Mark Cuban. This was at the MIT Sloan Conference, and for the first time, this was also put up as a BS report on Bill Simmons' website and ESPN.com. The first thing they talked about was the fact that Mark Cuban had recently won a championship with the Dallas Mavericks, and the he gloated about the fact that he had more time to take it around and show people that he had won and could put in their faces and how they went to the club and made sure that everybody knew that they were the champs and they had beaten the Heat. Um, um, they talked about the lockout. The big thing with the lockout was Cuban thought it was a big waste of time. They spent huge amounts of time in meeting rooms without really getting anywhere. He was very discouraged with the whole process and basically summed it up when he said that the NBA stood for nothing but attorneys. And he thought that they extended the process way longer than it should have been, uh, to get their attention, to get their part of the deal, to earn their money from the process. So he was not happy with that. Um, but ultimately, he's happy they did have an agreement. He went on to say that the condensed season is really affecting his team, and he's not happy about that, and he thinks that's the number one issue this season with the struggles that the Mavericks have had. Um, Without the condensed season, he thinks they would be right where they were last year, if not better. Um, so they end up talking about the new CBA and what it means going forward, and how the way you build a team has changed. Before, Cuban could just spend more money, throw more money at a situation, and it would solve it. Now, with the new luxury tax situations in year 2 and year 3 of the CBA, he cannot do that as much. It's just not fiscally responsible of him to do that. The new CBA is still being figured out. Um, it's unclear whether or not it's going to be good for these teams to have 3 stars taking up as much payroll as they will be taking up in the future. And he is waiting for basically the stock market of the NBA to start working itself out so that he can react accordingly, when the time comes. Uh, for Mark Cuban, the value creation built around the experience of an NBA game, you know, he's very, focused on that, making sure that the experience that people receive, inside the arena on game day is totally different and better than anything they can get at home or in any other on any other device or what have you. The energy in the arena, he's very focused on making sure the energy in the arena is always there, no matter what, no matter whether it's a Tuesday or a Thursday night or a Friday night. Everybody knows that American Airlines Arena is going to be jumping tonight because the Dallas Mavericks are playing, or the Dallas Stars are playing, for example. And his goal is to make it this way no matter they win or they lose. Cuban has a lot of stats that he goes by. He purchased parts of Synergy Sports to make to give himself more access. The market theory of what he does. It's changing, and he won the title because he perfected the old CBA. Now he's got to figure out what the new CBA is, and best the other owners and make better decisions than the other owners. And going forward, he sees it as basically market theory, where you got to buy stocks at the right price, you got to let go of people at the wrong price. Um, and the players that you do have, you have to give them support. You have to make sure there's an infrastructure, so you know what's going on in their life, and they know how you feel about the situation. But the media doesn't necessarily know what's going on. They're out of the loop, and that's okay. As far as sports management goes, he suggested to not get involved in sports management. Apparently, 20 people a day send him resumes where they say they'll work for free, and he'll even get a couple where they want to pay him to work with the organization. And yeah, that definitely hurt a little bit. The whole conference kind of paused for a minute when it happened. And once again, I did this because I could not get my own interview with somebody on the legal side of sports, but Bill Simmons could. He has the access. So Bill Simmons interviewing Mark Cuban, and Mark Cuban says, yes, do not get involved in sports management. It is not a winning cause. So it doesn't make me feel very great about the situation. But anyways, that's Mark Cuban. He does not pull any punches, and he also suggests that we get involved in selling shoelaces and remote control. Learning how to program a remote control and offering that service to people. So yeah, that's Mark Cuban for you. Good night.